It's an interview about money with my daughter. This is Farrah.
Hi, everybody. My name's Farrah.
Welcome to the Sunlight Tax Podcast. In this show, we're talking about taxes, money, and careers for self-employed people who have a big vision for changing the world with their work. I'm your host, Hannah Cole, artist, tax pro, author of Taxes for Humans, and the founder of Sunlight Tax. If you're a creative or wellness-oriented entrepreneur who wants to grow your business sustainably, manage your taxes, and build a stash of fuck you money so you can control your time and have a bigger impact with your work, you are in the right place. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Today, I am bringing you what I hope is interesting conversation with the next generation. It's an interview about money with my daughter. This is Farrah.
Hi, everybody. My name's Farrah.
So the reason that made me think of having this episode is that you just started working, right? So it's the summertime and you had a job babysitting and you worked almost full time for a couple of weeks.
Yep, 9 to 4.
Yeah. So Farrah, for context, is 14. I just noticed, okay, wow, this is a big moment in your life. You worked, you earned an income. Let's talk about money. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, just what did that feel like working, 35 hours a week, kind of intensely? Tell me what that felt like in all the ways, the money ways, the effort you put in.
Well, it was really fun. Well, it was a little intense, but it was fun. And I just realized 35 hours a week. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
It's close to full time.
It is. I don't know what full time is.
Full time is 40.
Okay. But I think just when I earned money, it's super exciting because I can buy anything and what do I want to get? I can get all this stuff. But then also I'm I want to save it, put it in my Roth IRA. But I could buy all this stuff and then I just I don't know. Sometimes it's I have so much money now that I don't know what to do with. And I don't want to spend it all. So I feel maybe it's just going to sit there.
Uh-huh.
But then I'll save it for something I actually need.
Uh-huh.
But
does this feel working for a whole week and then a whole second week, it's just, you're just earning quite a bit more than a little bit of babysitting in an evening here and there.
Yeah.
So you're really feeling like you made some money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Do you want to talk a little bit? You mentioned the Roth IRA. So do you want to talk a little bit about what you know about that and what our agreement is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually explained this to the kid I was babysitting, but it's as a special bank account where you put a little bit of money in over, and the younger you start it, the more money you'll have later.
Do you know why?
It's because it's exponential growth.
It is. But do you remember the name?
Because the longer it's compound interest.
Compound interest. That's right.
And the longer it's in there, the more money it gets. And so you put in it's a graph and it goes like that. Which is fun because it starts out and it's just a little bit more. I probably have a couple dollars more than I originally put in there right now. And then in a few years it's just gonna keep doubling, and then it's just gonna do the steep curve where where I'm older, 60, 70 something. I don't know. And it's gonna be whoa, I have so much money now. I'm a millionaire. I'm excited.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome.
And I don't know what I'm going to want when I'm that old, but
yeah,
whatever I want.
Well, life changes. You start to have things you have to pay for.
Yeah.
That costs a lot of money.
Yeah. Not necessarily that I want, but things that I need.
Yeah.
And the longer you wait for it, the more you get.
Yeah.
So,
all right. I'm going to pause and tell the audience just a little bit about the Roth IRA for a minor because it's a bit of a tax genius moment.
Okay.
So just for those of you listening, if you have a kid like I do who earns their own income, the tax rules say that you can open for them a Roth IRA for a minor, which I did. I used Fidelity, if you're curious, but you can use whatever brokerage. And the rules for a Roth IRA for a minor is that you're eligible if you have a minor, whatever age, who earns their own income. That's the key. You can put up to the limit for the year anybody's limit of a Roth IRA, which this year is $7,000, or up to the max of what they earned. So not to give away what your amount of money you have is, but you haven't earned up to the max. So we are capped out at the total amount that you earn. Mm-hmm. That's how much we can put away this year. So I track the money that Farrah earns, and I have a little special deal with her. I boost her what's in it by giving her some matching. But and so we've used that. And what did we do? Do you remember what we did after we opened last year when we opened your Roth? What did we do with the money that was in it? We deposited the money in. Do you remember what we did next?
You put it in the stock market?
Correct.
And we're going to move it from it?
No.
Well, I know we're going to keep it. Yeah. But you put it in the stock market.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure why you put it in the stock market, but
because that's how it grows. So basically you're buying a piece of companies. We're buying what's called equity, which is a share of ownership of these companies.
Yeah.
And as those companies operate and grow their income, you as an owner get some of that income kind of reinvested back into the stock that you have. It increases in value. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't really understand how it's in the stock market, but it's also in the Roth IRA. And then I thought the Roth IRA was the thing making you money, but it's stuff.
That's a really good, you know what? I bet there's people listening who that isn't clear to them either. So thank you for giving me a prompt.
You're welcome.
The Roth IRA is like a box. Mm-hmm. So the box is just a box. It's a container.
Yeah.
And you put the money in the container, and the container has special properties that shield the money inside it from taxation.
Mm-hmm.
Because taxes kind of decrease the rate of growth of your investments.
Yeah.
Of course, paying taxes has a good side. It benefits society, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to pay the minimum that you're allowed to is sort of the general principle.
Yeah.
And a Roth IRA is set up deliberately by the government as a special container where you have the superpower of the money that's in that container where it's subject to less tax. Okay. So in other words, it grows faster, right? That compound interest curve is steeper, the money that's in there. But you still have full control over what the money in there is invested in, and it has to be invested in something. Okay. So in our case, we picked some index funds, right? Which is a collection of stocks across a whole market.
Yeah.
So awesome. Thanks for letting me explain that. So speaking of this, I wanted to ask you, what do you feel like I could do better at teaching you when it comes to your money?
Like, what do I want to learn?
Yeah, what do you want to learn?
I have some questions about, what form do you use to pay your taxes? Do they send you an email to pay your taxes? Is it how does the government give you the thing? Is it just we expect you to pay these? Because I feel like you never hear about someone I just got the email that I need to pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I'm going to click on the form, on the link, and then I'm just going to fill them out. But
you're right.
What's the vessel for filling out your taxes, and how is that delivered to you?
Yeah. Well, that is a little confusing. It's not delivered to you.
That's why it's confusing, because couldn't you just forget to do your taxes?
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah.
And people do.
Yeah. I feel like I would just forget. Just be I'm going to do it later.
Yeah, that is a risk. So it's called a voluntary tax system.
Yeah.
Which means your filing is voluntary in the sense that it's on you. You don't get reminders. Okay. It's on you to file. Now, it's not voluntary, and people on the internet love to try to tell me that voluntary taxes means that they don't have to pay, which is not true, everybody.
Yeah, that was my first thought when you said voluntary. Oh, okay.
No, it just means that nobody rings your doorbell or sends you an email.
Yeah.
You just are expected to do it by the deadline.
Yeah.
And so if you don't do it by the deadline, if you don't fulfill that obligation, then you're subject to punishment, effectively.
Yeah.
You can be, fined for non-filing, fined for non-paying. Mm-hmm. Those are two separate fines. You're fined interest for any tax that you owed that you didn't pay. So daily, the amount goes up every day, a little, but
pay your taxes, guys.
Well, I think that's good. Anything else? Or was that?
Well, I also don't know how, what your net worth is? And like your net, I don't understand.
Good question.
The net worth thing, because isn't it just like today I got $200 and my net worth is $200, or is it like, because I kind of get the like, if you're in debt, then your net worth goes down or something, or like something. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Why is it net worth and not the money you have? Like, why are those two separate things?
Yeah. So in accounting, net means after you've taken out, like subtracted out the stuff. It's like after the equation is done, what's left. Net kind of means like what comes after the equal sign.
Yeah.
So net worth is all your income and all your holdings. So income is money that you earn, like this year.
Mm-hmm.
But wealth is money that you keep, money that you have. So net worth is all your wealth, all your total money, not necessarily just income, minus all your debts.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, if you have a mortgage, you might have a negative net worth because of the mortgage, right?
But you have money to spend.
You do.
You just...
Yeah, it can get a little... I can see how that feels kind of complicated, right? But in a simple example in your world, if you were to do babysitting and you were to earn a total of, I'm making up numbers, $400, but you forgot your green light card and you went to the ice cream store and your sister paid for you for your ice cream, and that happened 3 times and you owed her $21, then your net worth, if this is all the money in the world for you, in your world, your net worth is 400 minus 21 because you owe 21. That's not really your money.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. What is that? 379? That would be your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not great at math on the fly.
I have to write it down on a piece of paper. It's same with spelling. I can't spell stuff.
Same. And it's ironic because I actually I used to have this like nightmare in high school. I would wake up in a cold sweat. My like recurring nightmare was that I was on stage in front of an audience, in front of all my high school, doing math. That was my nightmare. And what's funny is I get paid as a speaker to stand on stage and do math.
That's funny. It's your worst nightmare.
I know. It's turned fun for me. Yeah. So life is weird, right? All right. So you've learned a couple things. I feel, great about where you are, although, not perfect. I don't feel that I've done a perfect job.
That's okay.
You got some time, kid. Yeah. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to pop in and tell you that my book, Taxes for Humans, is available for pre-order. When you pre-order, you get 2 massive bonuses. One is instant access to the first chapter, so you can be the first to dive in. The second free bonus is my money-saving on-demand class, IRS Proof Your Deductions, which normally sells for $97. Taxes for Humans is the funny, empowering, practical tax guide that will help you do your own taxes and make them easier every year. I took 2 years to make it a great, useful tax guide, the most useful you've ever seen, and your pre-order means the world to me. Go to sunlighttax.com/book to pre-order and get those bonuses. Again, that's sunlighttax.com/book. So what are a couple things, like 2 or 3 things that you feel like you have learned about money, whether it's earning, saving, investing, taxes, anything, that you would want to teach your friends? Like things you see your friends do that you would want to kind of pull your best friend aside and be like, hey, here's the deal.
Yeah. Well, I would want to, and I have told people, like the kid I'm babysitting, about Roth IRAs. And which we already
I love it that there's a 6-year-old here who knows about Roth IRAs because of you.
Yeah. Oh, he knows. I didn't call them Roth IRAs. I called them special bank accounts.
Okay.
I feel like that would be a little hard, like a Roth IRA.
Fair
anyway,
enough.
I've also taught my friends about that. I think mostly what I see people my age doing is they just like, they see something and they want it, and like they get $5 for like sweeping the house, and then they're like I want to get this really bad. Like there's this new thing that I need to get, and then they just like they wind up having no money, and they keep getting money. They just have no money because they keep spending it on stuff. And it's like, if you just waited, like, you're probably not going to want that thing later. And so I just think, like, you just sleep on it. You probably won't want it. If you still do, save up for it, because you don't want to just spend all your money as you get it, because then you'll have no money.
Because what are you going to put in your Roth IRA?
Exactly. And then your friend is going to be like a billionaire, not billionaire, but like have a lot of money. And you're going to be like, what? How do you get that much money? We're earning the same amount of money. They're like, because I don't spend my money on a lot of stuff. Well, I think when you grow up, you need to spend your money on some stuff.
Yes.
But there's certain things that you could not buy.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you just actually did, there's some terms that I could put on top of that. You just described the difference between income and wealth.
Yeah.
Income is what you earn, but wealth is what you keep.
Yep.
So you grow your wealth only if you're saving something and squirreling it away. If you spend everything, you don't grow wealth.
Yeah.
In fact, you can go into debt and go kind of negative on wealth.
Yeah. So, yeah. And also, I think just like taxes aren't always a bad thing. Like, I think when I was little, I used to, I don't know, like, I think you loosely explained taxes. And I was like, well, like, can't we just like pay the school separately? Like, why does everyone have to pay some money so that like the library works? Like, can I just like send a check to the library? Like, I feel like they should just make taxes not allowed. And like, because like some people don't have enough money to pay taxes, and it's like, oh no, like, that's bad. The government's like demanding that you pay this money. It's like, why would you do that? It's so mean. It's like, well, yeah, it's not great, but it helps all the things function. Like, if we didn't have taxes, we'd be living in like not a good spot.
Do you feel like there's things that the government provides that an individual could not possibly afford, or only the very, very wealthiest individuals could make any use of?
Well, yeah, I think there's like private schools. That's the first thing I can know. But they're private, so taxes don't go to them.
Well, in this state, they are, because we have a voucher system that is draining funding from the public schools. I'm going to try to keep off that topic here, but I do have some feelings about it. Yes. Yeah. I mean, like a military to protect us, and bridges, roads.
Yeah.
You're not going to build a bridge. You never could.
Yeah.
But you might want to get across a river.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I read an article on CNBC that said that middle schoolers and high schoolers who take one personal finance course, so this is like a semester-long course, end up with $100,000 more over their life than middle schoolers and high schools who did not.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I think that's pretty fun, and that's a good idea. I feel like they should make that mandatory if it adds that much money to someone's.
It seems like it helps people, right?
Okay.
Do you learn personal finance in school?
Not really. I mean, I learn it at home, but I think I'm probably one of the only kids who learns it at home. I'm not sure. Yeah. But I think from talking to other kids, like, I'm not sure anybody else really learns this stuff like I do. And I just think, like, if they made it a mandatory thing, or at least like pushed it in your face and was like, hey, please take this, and like advertise to like, you will get on average $100,000 more if you take this course. I think more people would take it if they knew that information. So we should spread it.
Yeah, we should spread it.
Go tell everyone you know.
Yeah, I think they should teach personal finance at school. I think taxes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my next book, World. So my last question, my love.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, is there anything that you feel that you want to share with, the people who listen to this podcast? For the most part are adults.
Yeah.
So by definition, in a different generation from you.
Yeah. Maybe they're Gen Z too.
They definitely might be Gen Z. I think a lot are millennials. Some are Gen X.
Buddies.
Is there anything that you want to share about like people your age, and maybe that you feel might be misunderstood about? What are we calling your generation? Gen Alpha?
I think my sister's Gen Alpha. She's 11. But I think people my age are kind of like I feel like they're not very prepared for a lot of stuff. Like, I don't think they're prepared for, I don't think they're prepared for this new administration a little bit, or just like taxes or like any of that stuff. And I know a lot of kids aren't prepared. I just feel like people might just don't put in a lot of that effort. And as much as the older generations have in the past, which I don't fully know why, but then they don't put in enough effort to like know this stuff. So like, I feel like I'm having to explain to a lot of my friends, like, this is how you save money. This is how you get money when you're older, by having a Roth IRA. And I'm not like preaching to them like a tax account like that. But I'm like, I think a lot of people, like, I would tell them something about like saving money and they're like, oh, I had no idea about that. I'm like, oh, I thought that should be common knowledge. I feel like,
you're like, nobody's born with it.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of this stuff when I was your age.
Yeah.
And well past your age.
Yeah.
I think you're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, Farrah, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's delightful, one, just as a mom, to spend time with you, but also thanks for sharing your thoughts. I think it's really
welcome. It's fun. It'll be
awesome
on a podcast.
And congrats on being so mature and saving some of the money that you earn.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, sweetie.
Okay, I will.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. If you like the show, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. It really helps. I'm so grateful. My tax guide, Taxes for Humans, is available for pre-order at sunlighttax.com/book. This podcast is for education and entertainment only. Nothing in this episode should be taken as individual tax or financial advice. You can find all the tools, books, and links I referenced at sunlighttax.com/podcast.